Welcome to the channel. I'm Dani Walker. So glad you're joining me today for this recap of the Miss World 2021 Top Model Competition. For those of you who don't know and are brand new to this, just like me, this competition is a fast track into the semifinals for the finals night. So the winner of this is one step closer to that Miss World crown. Now, since I'm brand new to this, there are a couple things that I personally was unsure of. Maybe they said it during the show, but I could have missed it. Each of the contestants had two walks for this. The first walk is when they were wearing an outfit where they featured Puerto Rican designers, and I love that. I love when we are featuring designers and artists and having this mesh of pageantry and other industries. I think that's beautiful. And especially since this mixture is featuring designers from the host country. Wonderful. So that was the first walk. Then the second walk, they featured outfits from their country, which I loved. The majority of the contestants for this area of competition decided to wear gowns. That's what I would say I saw the most of, but really they could wear anything it looked like. Am I familiar with this competition? No. Do I know how the judges score and what they take into consideration? No. Have I ever seen this competition before? No. But is that gonna stop me from making this episode? Also, no. Honestly, this is how I learn. I learn so much from all of you who share your insights in the comments below. So please feel free to share what you know about this competition and we'll talk about our favorites. So since I don't know what they're judging and what they're looking for or what has done well in the past, I decided in my head that I am going to see myself as a fashion designer and I am casting for multiple shows that I will be holding. And of course, they're gonna be the biggest, they're gonna be the best, they're gonna be the most couture shows that you've ever seen. That should put this whole episode in perspective for you. So play along and keep up. Here we go. Maygo, she's green and she's making everyone green with envy with this walk. She's a professional. She doesn't even go to castings. She's a direct book model. By the way, I think the venue is a really cool place. I do need to mention that. I like that it's in a public place because not only can people who know about Miss World watch this, but you can start to bring in new audiences and pique curiosity about what your pageant has to offer by people just walking by. What a great advertisement for the pageant. This was great. Ecuador, I love that you know how to work a cape. And Uganda, I have to have that face in my show. Guinea wore white and she looked like she was walking for Ted Baker London. So because of that, she's booked. Estonia, I would put you in my bridal collection. And Kenya, it's a no-brainer that you're spring-summer. Nepal, with that feathers look, I'm envisioning a Dubai show. Haiti, this flowing chiffon on you and those colors, you were also made for spring-summer. Angola was created and destined for the runway. How could she not be in my shows? Peru, stunning. She is giving me bridal fashion week vibes. She needs to be on the cover of the Knot website. Vietnam, not even a question. You're a professional. I need you. Belize knows how to work a garment and sell it. And for that reason, she's in. If you haven't figured this out already, my imaginary fashion collections are huge. We are a massive fashion house based out of Paris. Truly, atelier, couture, fashion. Puerto Rico didn't just make a statement. She wore that gown and it did not wear her. And because of that, I know that she can carry my couture. Cameroon, I gasped. Whatever she is selling, I'm buying it. For me, she was immediately in my top 5 after this. As an extra piece of advice, if I were judging, I am looking for fashion, not pageant. Venezuela and France are bringing me two very different vibes for very different shows. Venezuela, you need to go to my bridal collection. She's light, she's having literally the best day of her life. But France, oh my gosh, that face, she's ready for couture. Quick break, if you're a pageant contestant and you need more help preparing for your competition, don't forget to check out my free pageant prep course that's linked in the description below. Bosnia and Slovakia. Bosnia captures your attention immediately, of course because of her walk, but also her height is gonna draw the eye to you. But let me say, Slovakia beside her held her own, and for that reason, you're both in. Botswana, I'm very impressed at the way that she handled taking off this jacket. It's not easy, friends, not easy. And of course, I am looking for models with that type of versatility and skill set. Curaçao and Ukraine, you can tell that they're both so confident in themselves because neither one of them felt that they had to outshine the other. They were in perfect synchronization. It made for a much better show, and I love that type of teamwork. Hey, if you're loving this episode already, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications. Ghana and Dominican Republic, it's obvious. You've done this before. You're veterans. Don't even look for your name on callbacks. You have a direct book. Bahamas, so fresh-faced. She knows that this is about fashion and not her. She had such a relaxed walk that made this all about showcasing the garment. Wales, this soft expression on the face is giving me Michael Singo vibes. And of course, I want to be in that level, so I have to have her in my shows. Côte d'Ivoire, India, Trinidad, and Tobago. This was a strong group. I'll take them all. They all complemented one another and they all stood out in their own way. I have to have them. Tanzania, great walk, gorgeous smile, and Jamaica is giving me Royal Bridgerton vibes. Now, after the contestants walked, like I said, they did their country outfits. Of course, the ladies that I noticed in the first half of the show are pretty much the contestants that I loved in the second half. So I'm not gonna repeat those ones. Instead, I'm just gonna give you a couple extra notes and then also mention some contestants that caught my eye the second time around. I think it's also important to mention that not every contestant had the best camera angle, so I definitely could have missed some performances, but if I had been there in person, I know I would have such a different perspective on each of these performances. By the way, this is a really fun competition. I would have loved this. I wish I would have known about Miss World when I was age eligible. I just need to say that Korea's outfit was incredible. It blew my mind. It gave me Rihanna Met Gala vibes. That's what I was feeling, that kind of wow presentation. Italy, yes, with that strut. This is what she needed to be, and she is selling me that gown. Nicaragua, very unique outfit, creative. It suited her, she worked it, it didn't overwhelm her. I loved it. England is bringing me elegance here, and also she looks exactly like her headshot, so she's winning major points with me for that, and she's getting booked. Bosnia and that leg, for me, immediately top 5. Poland, this was the moment that she needed. This was her time. That gold on her, the way that she carried this, chef's kiss. Colombia was slightly giving me a little bit more pageant than she was fashion, but the thing that sold me on this was that last over-the-shoulder look. So well timed. Ghana, one note, center yourself on that runway, but I will say the way that she walked in this ultra tight silhouette, not easy to do and to make it look good. So for that skill level, I'd love to see you in my next collection. Czech Republic looks like a professional model right here. Also, in my top 5, and I wondered, how did I miss you earlier? What happened? After they all walked for the second time, then they narrowed it down to a top 10 for what seemed like immediately. Now this could have been edited down, I'm not really sure, but if they narrowed it down immediately, then that to me says that they were only judged on the first walk, because it would take time to tabulate all of these scores. I'm not sure, let me know if you know in the comments, but other than that, they actually had some ties, so they announced a top 13 instead, which I thought was nice. You know, why not? The top 13 were France, Venezuela, Cameroon, Vietnam, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Cote d'Ivoire, Kenya, Czech Republic, Poland, Nicaragua. At that moment, I was wondering, where is Peru? Bahamas, Dominican Republic, and those were it for that. So apparently after they did this walk, then they narrowed it down to a top 5. For me, Cameroon was in my top 5, Czech Republic was in my top 5, Dominican Republic was immediately in my top 5 for that specific walk. Now they announced the winners of the World Designer Showcase. So this award was specifically for the outfits the contestants wore. And I was like, that's really, really cool to draw attention to the international designers. So we had, in 3rd place was Iraq, then 2nd place was Cote d'Ivoire, and then the winner was Korea. And I was like, okay, totally makes sense. Great pick. Now, instead of announcing the top 5, unless I missed something, I definitely could have fast forwarded through something. They announced the top 3. So 3rd was Puerto Rico, 2nd was Cameroon, and then 1st was Cote d'Ivoire. And this is amazing because a lot of people talked about her. I talked about her in the head-to-head challenge. She was one of my favorites. It's really, really cool to see her up there because this is not a country that we see even represented at pageants like Miss Universe, and so to see her being successful, I love that. I think it says a lot to pageant fans that you don't have to come from that country where there's what they call a big sash factor. A lot of people say that if your country has a sash factor that you'll place no matter what, or that countries that don't have that are left out of semifinals. So it was really cool to see her win this competition. And I will say the outfit that she wore, it reminded me of a collection that Dolce & Gabbana did where they featured crowns on all of their models, and it was really, really beautiful. I didn't mention that earlier in this episode, but it was one of my favorite outfits. I just thought that it was so well done. And it came together so nicely, and clearly it worked. Congratulations to her, to all the other contestants. It's been really fun watching you, and if you know more about this competition, leave your comments in the section below. If you have requests for new episodes, let me know what those are as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you tune in next time.